There we are. It says we're live, so I'm trusting
Excellent.
it's live. It may take a few minutes to catch up, but I'm trusting it's live. So hello, and welcome everybody. Those of you who are watching this on replay, as always, I appreciate you. We appreciate you today. So do make sure you still get involved. Put replay in the comments. Let us know if you've got any questions, anything you want to ask me, anything you want to ask Carrie. I'm sure she won't mind, so just post it in the comments. And if there's any of you here live, I'm not sure if you can hit hearts and likes and hugs and things when it's on StreamYard. I don't know, but comment in and say hello and let us know that you're here and do engage with us. So I'm back today for the second episode, which is very, very exciting, the second edition of the Lazy Manifesting Success series. I'm going to be bringing you a few of these over the next couple of weeks, just because I wanted to show you the power of this lazy manifesting stuff. I can come in all the time and talk about all the things that you can do and set your alarm and change your calendar alerts and change your screensaver and do your power pose and say your affirmations and all this kind of stuff. But I think sometimes it's just nice to hear from other people who've been implementing it and what they've kind of got out from it. So I'm very excited to be joined by the beautiful Carrie today, the lovely Carrie Cronin, who is a virtual assistant of CCME. I'm not sure if it's CCME or CCME. I never quite know how to pronounce it.
It's CC me, as in I'm Carrie Cronin, and CC me into your work, and I'll help you get it done.
I like that. See, I figured that. That's good branding. Well done, because I figured that was the case. So we're joined by the beautiful Carrie, who has been connected with me. She's been in my world for a little over a year now. She joined a challenge that I was running in, I think it was September 2020, and then joined my Abundant Business Collective, the Inner Circle, as an annual member, which was awesome. She was like, oh, I'm going to think about it. I'm not quite sure if it's for me. And then boom, she signed up for the year, which was fabulous. She's actually just signed up for her second year. So it just goes to show what can be implemented and what can change when you start incorporating these lazy manifesting sort of stuff. So I'm going to pass it over to Carrie. If you can just tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, that kind of thing, and perhaps how you felt about your business, where you were at when we first connected September 2020 to how you feel and the differences that you've been able to implement and kind of the growth that you've had since then. That would be great.
Cool. So hello everyone, I'm Carrie Cronin. I'm a social media VA. So I help small businesses with their social media because I know it can be very overwhelming to keep consistent on your accounts. So that's why I'm here to help you with that. I just want to quickly say I have been suffering last week with a cough. And so if I do cough, I very much apologise for that. I'm going to try not to.
It's fine. Anyway, I've been there as well, so we could be coughing together. It could be simultaneously coughing. It's all good.
So yes, last year, so I started my business in July 2020, and I basically, when you start out on a business, I don't know if you ever have found this, there's so much on the internet of people trying to sell you courses and trying to sell you stuff. And I felt like I was going down a rabbit hole of, I didn't know which guru to follow and I didn't know what was right for me. And because I was completely new to having my own business, I wasn't trusting myself or I didn't feel confident in certain areas. And then your challenge came along and the name of it was 5 days to soulful sales or something like that. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I need to learn to do that because I'm rubbish at sales, blah, 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 all those negative thoughts. And then your energy and everything. And so I'm getting ahead of myself. I have always believed in my heart that the universe has a plan and that everything happens for a reason, but I've never put that into thinking about business. And then when you were talking about the reason why you need to watch your language and positive affirmations and all the things that I've heard about, but because you explain it in the way with neuroplasticity and the science side of it, I am very much a logical facts type person. So hearing you combine the two, I was like, oh my goodness, this totally makes sense. I totally understand this. And yeah, those 5 days, I completely felt myself light up about my business and about where I was going. And so since then, and being in the membership, I've just learned to trust myself and to trust my instincts. And when something happens, not to let it sort of derail me. And the whole watching my language has been a massive thing for me. I don't ask for things to happen now. I say thank you for it having already happened, and then it happens. All those kinds of things have been, it's basically the mindset for me. That is what has been the most important for me, because I've had it now a few times where an opportunity has come up and I haven't really wanted to do it. And I've been like, oh, I don't really know. And I've said no. And then another more amazing thing that I have wanted to do has come up. And so I have learned now that it's not a scary thing to say no. And yes, so my business, I was doing sort of quite low paid work. And yeah, I did put a post a few months ago saying, I've gone from like 40 hours of low paid to 60 hours of high paid. And it's gone even better since then. I've had even more opportunities. I'm involved in some really amazing projects now. And it's all because I have been calm and trusted myself and spoken to myself kindly. And yeah, and I'm not like an active member in the group, mainly because I'm so busy at the moment, which is brilliant. But you always say as well, you're always in the right place at the right time. And, you know, when you're listening to a live or something like that, you might not pay attention to the whole thing, but the bits you need to hear, you do hear. And that happens with me with the membership, is something will pop up and I'll be like, oh, I needed to hear that today. Or, oh, you know, Gemma's doing a live about this. And just the right things always seem to pop up at the right time. And I've learned to realize that that's not a weird thing, and I'm not just that's just the way it's meant to be. And I absolutely love seeing everybody else's wins, and also because I'm not that active, but then when I do post in the group, everyone is like, way, well done, you know, the community spirit is brilliant. So things have been amazing, really.
I love that. And I think, and that's an important thing that we've just talked about, is the fact that you're not overly active in necessarily the community. You don't turn up to every single live Q&A coaching session that I do every single week. You're not on every single live workshop or anything like that, because you've got a business that you're growing and that you love. And that's the wonderful thing about the collective, is that you can dip in and dip out. You can take what you need and kind of not expend time and energy on the rest. That's what I'm all about. Path of least resistance, taking the shortcut, not doing all the things because you feel you have to. And this is why I always say to you ladies, you're always exactly where you're meant to be. You're in the perfect place. There's no getting behind or anything like that. Dip in and dip out. And so even though you haven't been active, you haven't been on every single live, you haven't posted in the group every week, you haven't commented on every Friday wins post or Monday intention post or anything like that, you've still been able to almost implement those things in the background because of how easy this lazy manifesting
and
stuff
it's
kind
still
of is.
going into my brain because I still see it and I'm still conscious of it, and I still have like those reminders, if you like.
I love that. And I think another thing that you say as well is the fact that your business has grown, because yes, I talk about creating peaceful abundance, and I talk about it being easy and being lazy, doing the lazy manifesting stuff. Why spend time and energy when you don't need to? But what I want for you ladies is to create more freedom, ease, and choice. And that choice is the kind of operative word there, choice of how you spend your time and energy and where you spend your time and energy. So I'm not saying that everybody should quit their jobs or all do passive income and work 3 hours a month and that's it, and do the rest of spend the rest of the time, whatever it is. This is about figuring out what you want. And for you, you've actually increased your hours. You've gone from 40 hours to, I know you said it's grown even more, but from 40 hours when we first really got connected to 60 hours, but more than that, you've doubled that rate. You've gone from 40 hours low pay to 60 hours at over double what you were charging. So you're doing more hours, you're making more money for
hourly work as well. I'm getting into packages instead, so that now I'm not tied to, I have to do this many hours. And so that's even more, it's giving me even more freedom and even more money, which is
I love that. And that's like you say, it gives you the freedom and the ease and the choice to do that. You can choose to do 100 hours a month if you want. You can choose to do 200 hours a month if you want, if that feels good. That's what I want for you ladies. So I just wanted to kind of make that clear in case anyone is thinking, but I love my job, or I want to work 60 hours a week or whatever. That's totally fine if that's what you want. This is about figuring out what you want and giving you those lazy manifesting kind of shortcuts to help you achieve it. So I think that's an important thing that you brought up. So thank you for sharing that. So what do you think has been your favorite lazy manifesting technique, or what sort of things have you been implementing, would you say, over the last year that's helped you grow the business and secure those clients and double your income? What sort of things have you been doing?
So when I was employed, I was always really rubbish at setting goals. I just didn't really see the point of it. And I think it's because I was working for someone else, so I didn't really care what goals the business achieved, because it wasn't my business. And so I still felt like I was rubbish at setting goals. And I've got so much better now at having the clarity of what do I want, how am I going to achieve it, breaking it down into steps. And then my favorite ones are on my iPad screen. I've got my vision board, and then all my passwords are the amount that I want to earn. So every day I'm seeing that and I'm typing those numbers in, and I'm aware of that is what I'm aiming for. And the other thing is the language, making sure when I'm speaking to myself that I'm doing it in a positive way. And now I feel like I'm correcting my daughter when she says stuff, and I'm like, no, we don't say it like that, darling, we say it like this. And even she's getting into it now as well. So just those little things every single day, they just seem to keep me on the right path, as it were, because I've never been one to, you know, say affirmations and all that kind of stuff. But for me, it's not affirmations, it's just, you know, when something happens, I'm like I think I said it once before, a car nearly hit into me on the road, and instead of getting really annoyed about the car, I was like, thank you, universe, for reminding me that I need to be more aware of people that could pull out at me, and you know, taking it as a positive rather than getting annoyed about it. So all those little things, they're the techniques that I use every single day without even realizing now that I'm doing it, which is proper lazy.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
And that's why I love this stuff, because we are busy. You know, you're growing your business. You might get to 90 hours a month if that's what you want to do. In fact, you may already be there. Who knows? And so, you know, I don't think we have to. And this isn't anything wrong with that, and you can absolutely do those kind of things, but I think there's so much out there around personal development and things like that that are you know, spend an hour meditating and go and do yoga for an hour and have a green smoothie and go for a run and throw out your TV. You're not allowed to watch any Netflix or anything like that. And it's just, there is another way, because we're combining the power of the brain with the law of attraction sort of stuff, so that it is just basically how you're talking to yourself. And when you understand that, when the car almost crashes into you, and instead of getting angry and annoyed, you go, okay, it's fine, thank you for making me more aware. It's not a sort of magic and miracles woo-woo kind of thing. It's just telling your brain that everything's fine, so that you're not getting stressed and anxious. Your brain doesn't send those stress chemicals around your body, so you don't feel worse. You don't then start going down that spiral, and instead you can stay on that even keel. And so when you can incorporate these lazy manifesting, lazy mindset, the easy kind of practical, fun, creative kind of ways, like the passwords and all the sort of stuff that make it so easy. Once you've done it, you can kind of set it and forget it. And it almost feels like you're not doing anything. It almost feels like you're cheating, because you're like, really? Is this really going to do anything? But it always has that effect. And so this is why I want to share it with the world, because I think more of us can be then doing those things that we want when we're taking kind of the shortcut approach. So I love that. I love that. So you've been a member with me now for over a year. You've just signed up for another 12 months, which is awesome. So what do you think is the best thing that you get out of being in the Abundant Business Collective? What was it that made you decide to sign up for another year?
So basically it's because like I say, I don't join everything all the time, but I still have access to everything. And so so this time last year, I had no idea what like a money block was. I had no idea what that term was. And then I think you did a training a while ago. And anyway, just because I know they're there, I can go into it and I can watch them. And I have now realized what like my money blocks are. So like journaling and stuff like that. I do like doing it, but I don't do it like constantly all the time. And then journaling out my money blocks, and then realizing, why do I feel resistance to certain things and that kind of thing. That's been real eye-opener for me. I had no idea what that even was. And I now see it in other people as well. So when I see someone put something out there and then they get negative responses, I realize it's not to do with the person putting the thing out there. It's to do with the people giving the responses. And I would never have had that sort of insight before. And I have it now where I say to people what I do or whatever, and they're like, oh, and sort of react negatively to me. And before that would have really affected me. But now I know it's not actually, and I a bit knew it, you know, I think I would have known it's not to do with me, it's to do with them. But now I know why, and having that, you know, insight into why people behave the way they do, and they don't even know themselves. And so I'm not going to turn around and go, oh, I think you've got a money block, because that's not going to help anyone. But I know. And again, so again, it's a massive mindset thing. I would never have known about any of that without being like in your world. And So to me, basically what I'm trying to say is having all the trainings there and being able to dip in and out of them whenever I need it, that is what I love about being in the membership. And when I do have a chance to catch up on a Monday live or anything like that, then I do it, because again, I just love your energy, and I love, it is like having a little boost in your week. So yeah, that is why I have signed up again.
I love that. Yes, and so you're with me for another year, which is awesome. Because you sign up for a year, you get 2 months free. Isn't that awesome? So you save a little bit of money when you sign up for a year. And so, what was I going to say? So, do you think that you would have been able to do this on your own? So I share things in my free community, and I write blog posts, and I send out emails about, set up your calendar alert and all of this kind of stuff. But a lot of the lazy manifesting stuff is building up the habits. Habits can feel a bit hard, and habits can feel a little bit boring. Nobody wants to do habits, but that's basically kind of what we're doing with the lazy manifesting stuff. When you're saying affirmations in the shower, or when you are saving your vision board on your screensaver, and you're seeing that when you open it up, or when you're thinking your affirmations in your head as you're tying your shoes, or whatever it is that you're doing. It's all the kind of habits. And it can be so easy for us when implementing these habits, especially if they're new, because our brain goes, oh, something new, we don't like this, let's try and keep you away from this. Then it can be kind of easy. I fully know, because I'm like, yes, okay, I'm going to be eating healthy from Monday, and I get to Wednesday and I'm kind of eating a donut because I haven't built up the habit. And so do you think that you'd have been able to do it on your own, or do you think it's been helpful to have kind of people in your corner, if you like, somewhere that you can go to keep you on track?
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have kept it up on my own. And I think that when I did the 5-day challenge originally with you, I was so excited by the end of the week. And then I was like, I know what's going to happen. By next week, I will have just stopped doing any of it because, like you just said, the habit is not built up. And so that's why I initially signed up. And then when it came to signing up again, I was like, no, because I still have, I have the things popping up on Facebook in the group, and it's still going into my head. So I feel that I still need those little regular prompts to keep me on track and to keep me focused. Even though I fully admit that I'm not in the group as much as I could be, but I know as well that I don't have to worry about whether I should be there all the time, because I've learned that from you. So.
Exactly. That's, the community is a wonderful space. And yes, it's a great space that you can come to when you want some motivation, when you want some support, when you want some feedback on something. But this isn't, you have to be in the community, and you have to be showing up, and you have to be visible, and all this kind of stuff. You can do it in the background. You can be right in the middle of it. You can do it however you want. That's what I want for you, is the path of least resistance. What's going to get you actually implementing? I don't want you feeling like you have to take time being on every live, or joining every workshop, or engaging in every single post that's in the Facebook group, if that's stopping you from taking action and growing the business the way you want. I'd much rather you do it in the background and turn up occasionally and go, hey, I've just done this thing. That, still makes me super happy. So
and I had a really exciting thing happen to me a few weeks ago, and I couldn't put it in the group because it was a bit hush-hush, but I still texted you about it because I was like, this has happened, and I want to tell everyone, but I can't. I love it. At least tell you.
I love it. I love it. I know. And I always get so happy with those kind of, because I know this stuff works. A lady just posted in my free community. It's a Thankful Thursday. And she said, I'm so grateful for your lazy manifesting tips. I set my alarm and I've just had an unexpected sale, because it's allowed to be easy. All this stuff is allowed to be easy. I was going to say something. What was I going to say? I completely lost my train of thought. I was going to say something and it was going to be good, and I forgot what it was. But anyway, never mind. I've completely forgotten.
That mindset as well, if it is allowed to be easy, because I think previously I have always put too much pressure on myself to do this and do that, and I know I was feeling like that, and I know we were also going through a global pandemic, so I'm pretty sure that didn't help. But I was starting to have that fear of, oh God, what if I don't make a success of this, and then I'll have to go and get like a proper job and blah blah blah. So just having that reassurance of it's allowed to be easy, you're in the right place, trust yourself, trust your instincts, all that. I constantly say that to myself. So I would never have done all that without you. So
I appreciate it. You did the work. I just gave you the tools. I can't make anybody implement it. I can't physically come around and change your passwords on your screen for you. Like, wake you up in the morning and go, you're amazing. Tell yourself you're amazing. I charge extra for that service. But so you implement the stuff. So I gave you the tools for sure, but you implemented it. And I remember the first thing that you manifested. That's what I was going to say a moment ago. I remember the first thing that you lazy manifested with me. And it was during that challenge. And I was running, giving some prizes. And one of the prizes was going to be to win a 60-minute coaching session with me. And you're like, okay, I'm going to win this. I'm putting it out there. I'm so grateful that I've won the coaching session with Gemma. And you put a few things like that. And guess what? You won the coaching session with me. So that was the first thing you manifested. And it was as soon as you won that, I knew that you were on the right path. I knew you'd end up in the membership, whether it was straight away or not. I knew you'd end up in the membership because I believe in that power of everything happens for a reason. And you were like, oh, I don't know, I need to manifest another client first and then I'll join. I'm like, it's totally fine. And I think it was the next day I saw that you'd signed up as an annual member. You're like, I did it, I got a new client, I've done it, it's fine, I'm in, I've signed up for the year. So everything happens for a reason, right?
And the latest thing I manifested, by the way, just to quickly say this, was for it not to rain on Halloween, which sounds ridiculous. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it was forecast to properly rain. And all week I was going, thank you, universe, for it not raining on Halloween while we were trick-or-treating. And then it didn't rain. And I was telling my husband, it won't rain, it won't rain. And then it didn't. And he was like, how did you do that? And I was like,
I love it. But that's the thing, you can apply it to everything. You know, I can get parking spaces wherever I want them. I get green traffic lights and all this sort of stuff that sounds so silly. And again, it's not magic and miracles. You know, I'm not getting my magic wand out of the traffic light as I'm approaching it. It is all mindsets of the stuff, but it's more what you focus on, you attract. What you focus on, your brain is picking up on. So I can pretty much 90% of the time get a parking space right up the front of the shop, or when I used to live in a flat right on the seafront opposite an ice cream kiosk, I would still get a parking space outside the flat on a Saturday in the middle of summer, even though that's where the ice cream kiosk was and the like little putting green and the park and all that kind of stuff, because I'd go, okay, I'm so happy and grateful there's going to be a parking space right outside for me. So that's the wonderful thing, is that you can make it fun and you can make it creative and you can apply it to everything. My daughter would do it pretty much every morning because we're usually running a bit late in the morning. She'll remember my language, but that's just the way it is. And we get in the car, and on the way there, my daughter goes, I love that we're going to get to school on time today, Mummy. And I'm like, yes, exactly. We're definitely going to get to school on time. So you can use it for anything. I love that. Love that. So just quickly before you tell us where we can find you, doors to the Abundant Business Collective are open at the moment. The price is increasing next Friday, the 19th of November. So doors are currently open. So if there was anybody on the fence wondering whether it's for them, wondering whether they've got the time to do it, how much they have to show up, or any kind of reason why they should or shouldn't do it, what would you say to anybody thinking about joining?
Well, I would say if it's being worried about not being able to show up, I'm a prime example of someone that doesn't show up. But I'm still there. I still see it. And just because obviously it's a membership, you can go in whenever you have the time, whenever you want to. And because I've learned from you that you will find the things at the right time when you need them, I would trust that anyone can do it like I've been doing it. So, yeah, I wouldn't let that be a barrier for you to join if that is your barrier, because you don't need to be there all the time, because I'm not. It still works for me. So
absolutely, I love that. So where can we find you? Just before you tell us that, actually, I've just put a banner going across the bottom for anybody who wants to find out any more information about the Abundant Business Collective. It's our inner circle, our mastermind, however you want to kind of view it. It's a small, wonderful space where, as Carrie has said, you can dip in and dip out. There is no getting behind. There's no sort of start and finish. You will get what you need from it. You'll join for the training, but you will stay probably for the community and that community spirit, even if you're not in the community all the time. It's having that kind of cheerleader sort of space. So you've got that banner. I'm also going to post it in the comments in a moment. If you have any questions, anybody, if you want to find out any more information, if you want to know if it's a good fit for you, please do reach out to me. Just drop me a message and I will gladly respond to that for you. I'm also just going to pop it in the comments quickly for anybody who wants to join. That's the information there. I think that's posted. Did that post? Yes, it did. Haven't spelled it correctly. There's an L missing, but never mind. You'll forgive me. So, Carrie, where can we find you? If anybody wants to find you, find out more about your services or anything like that, where can we find you?
So the best place to find me is on Instagram. So it's my name, but it's Carrie.Cronin and then .ccme at the end. I think if you just search Carrie Cronin, I'll probably pop up. But Carrie.Cronin.ccme.
And everybody should go and check out your Instagram grid because it's awesome. I'm just completely in awe whenever I see it. You've got the fancy, I'm not sure if we're allowed to say the name. I don't know. But you've got
Poster
the
grid, yeah, you can
post
say
grid.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So you've got the post grid thing where it all just I can't even how to explain it. It's like one big massive
seamless
image.
scrolling poster.
It is, and
so,
I love it. And I look at it, and I'm just like, that's amazing. It just never ends. But everybody should go and check out your Instagram grid, if for no other reason than that, because it's super, super impressive.
Just to come and have a look, yeah.
Exactly, just to go and have a look. So thank you for joining me today, Carrie. I really, really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to come and join me. I wanted to just help other people see how you can implement lazy manifesting without it necessarily being hard and without you having to even kind of show up, how you can implement lazy manifesting and what it can
I really am proper lazy at it, and it still works for me. So.
And it's worked for you, and you've grown your business and making more money, right? So exactly. I love that. So thank you for joining us today, Carrie. I really appreciate it. Those of you watching on replay, again, thank you. Still put replay in the comments. Let us know that you were watching. And if you've got any questions, let us know. And I'll be back soon for another Lazy Manifesting Success series, which is very, very exciting. So we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.